All right, everybody, welcome here today to the World Online Racing Championship here in the finale of the short track showdown here. My apologies for being late here on the stream and all that jazz. Um, just got home from being stuck in rush hour traffic, so a little messed up intro here, but thank you all for tuning in tonight for the finale here as we have a championship showdown between three drivers here. Um, these guys are hitting the grid, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into the starting lineup, tying for pole. But unfortunately, Josh Patterson stole it from Ethan Harrison. Poor Ethan, almost got the pole there. They tied at a 15.036. Dynamo Racing teammates. Hunter Collier P3, Pierce Maffitt P4, Ryan Martin P5, Harrison Mitchell P6. Rounding out the field of the guys who didn't qualify are Jay Mulder and Ryan Zabot. Your three championship competitors for tonight are Pierce Maffitt, Ryan Martin, and Jay Mulder. We're at Five Flags tonight, half a mile track located in Pensacola, Florida, altitude of 88 feet, 4 turns here tonight. 50 laps here, short one once again tonight. Weather is 77 degrees, 78-degree track temps, 8-mile-an-hour wind speeds, partly cloudy skies. And yeah, sorry for rushing through everything here, a little flustered, but we're all good as these guys can start everything off here. So yeah, should be an exciting one here. Last week at LA Coliseum, Josh Patterson won. That's the guy who's on pole right now, and as we saw there, he and Ethan Harrison actually tied for pole.
Hang on, we're not going green, not going green.
As these guys delay the green here. So yeah, we'll get into a little bit of a championship outlook here. We're going to go focus here on Pierce Maffitt, right here in this 41 car. Qualified P4 there, and he's currently leading the championship standings here. Doesn't have a win. I'd personally say his best run was at USA. He led a few laps there, and early on looked to be one of the faster guys contending for a win. Jay Mulder technically has a win. It actually got taken away from him after Phoenix. He is the second guy in the championship standing leading into tonight's event. Mulder in that 51 car there looking to take his second ever WORC championship here tonight. He is 2 points behind Pierce Maffitt. And Ryan Martin, he's the third guy competing for a championship run here. He lines up P5 in the Limeade Media number 9 car. He's 11 points back, so he needs a little bit of a prayer here to try to collect this championship. But pace car pulls off. Josh Patterson, Ethan Harrison will lead us to the green flag here.
Green flag,
Green flag is out. Ethan Harrison was slacking a little bit on that restart. And off we go. Through 1 and 2. Everything looks clean. They single file it out here, and it's going to be a short 50-lap run here as Mulder drops behind Ryan Zabot. And early on up front, Patterson and Harrison starting to pull away early. 1 lap into this thing, Harrison runs a little bit of a higher line on entry. He's actually higher off exit too. Looks like he may have messed up his corner there. Jumped out of the banking a little bit. Currently, Pierce Maffitt would be your champion as it stands. As Ryan Martin, he's looking to try to honestly get a win here. That's going to be the biggest chance scenario for him. Otherwise, Maffitt and Mulder finish... Well, Maffitt has to finish 8th, Mulder has to finish 7th if Ryan Martin is to finish 2nd, and that is not including any of the bonus point scenarios. That's including if Martin gets all the bonus points and Maffitt gets none of them. So really, Ryan is looking for a win here tonight, but he's still in the championship hunt for now. Meanwhile, Harrison actually ran a lower line there on the straightaway and then ducks really wide here through 3 and 4. He actually might get a little bit of a better run here off corner exit. 5 laps into this 50-lap shootout here. Shortening the race has really made things interesting last week at LA. We had actually probably our best race of the season last week at LA, in spite of some late race chaos there, courtesy of that 41 of Pierce Maffitt. So Maffitt and Collier side by side there for a third. Maffitt will clear Collier, and Mitchell is now in line with them as well, as these are indeed some fun cars. Jay Mulder dead last right now, not looking good for his championship chances. Not sure if he's trying to wait something out or what. I mean, there's not really a need to save tires. There's not really a need to save fuel. I mean, it is a short get up and go for it type of race here. 50 laps at a short track. I mean, the locals usually do about 20 or 30. Oh, Patterson gets loose on entry of the corner. Side by side now for the lead, Harrison and Patterson. Harrison has 1 career WORC win. Patterson leads the all-time wins list with 18. He won last week at LA. Oh, Patterson's going to clip the wall there. Gets a little too out of hand. He's right there on Harrison. They almost touch wheel to wheel there as Patterson trying to work the top lane. What a run that 6 is getting there. Side by side still here. Off corner exit. These two putting on a show right now with Pierce Maffick gaining on him, and Patterson washes a little too wide there off exit. What an exit for him. He's actually going to dive to the inside of Harrison. He's almost there. Harrison closes the door though. 10 laps through this one here. Ethan Harrison takes the lead, and he got the pole stolen from him. They tied for it, but Patterson ran the lap first, so iRacing set him from the pin here, and Harrison overall looks to be a little bit faster right now. A lot of mistakes being made by Patterson as he dives it in so deep. He's below the apron there, and caution is out. Looks like Ryan Zabo's around. So we will pull up the WORC replay here, see if we can figure out what caused Zabo to go around here. Actually, it looks like maybe Harrison Mitchell had some involvement in it. Let's see here. Mitchell may have just hit the wall. I don't believe that was a caution. Oh, yes, it was. Okay, so Zabo spun, simply trying to avoid Mitchell there. You see Zabo back there. We're going to pull up the replay, see if we can get a look at Zabo here. So here's Mulder. And there's Zabo. We're going to back it up here real quick, get another look here. Not sure if he just got the brake. I think he may have just tagged the brakes, trying to go low. Wasn't really sure where Mitchell's going. Spun himself out right there. So Harrison Mitchell is the cause of that yellow. And under caution here. 14 laps into this thing. First caution of the race here. We've had one lead change so far. 2 of these laps are under caution. 37 laps to go here. Ethan Harrison is your leader. Sort of P2 there. Give us just a moment here. We're going to pull up the short track showdown graphic here while these guys pace it around. I'm going to see if we can bring in a guest to the broadcast booth here before these guys go green here. These guys are taking off now to go green. We are going to hop in here with Tyson Gifford. Tyson broadcasted before. Tyson, you're in the WORC TV booth. Do you have a copy, buddy?
I do have a copy. Thank you, Braison. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Glad we could catch you here in the booth again. Well, these guys have... Oh, somebody hit the wall back there. Josh Patterson is struggling right now in the 6 car. He's actually really loose on the back straightaway. He's going to go around into the outside wall. There goes your pole sitter. And, well, that'll do it. We're gonna pull up the WORC replay real quick here, see if we can get a look here at what happened with Patterson there. He started second there. Looks like he may have gotten tagged by Collier. Just fighting to save that thing. Finally looped it around, tagged the wall, and then he chased that thing all the way around the racetrack there.
And with these sort of cars, I guess, from what I've noticed, it's... And I know I'm just diving right into it, as obviously we just had a yellow. It's the sort of thing, as a driver, you don't want to lift. But to save that car, you just got to lift. And I'd say Josh's inner racer was overcome by his need for speed and the fact that this is a video game. And it's not a dig on Josh in any sort of the means. He's a much better iRacer than I am, but in that sort of sense, you need to lift to save the car, but you don't want to. And that's sort of the sort of thing where you think you can save it, you think you got it, I've got it yawed out left, yawed right, left, right, and then next thing you know, you're ascend backwards around on the back straightaway.
Yeah, that was kind of impressive there by Patterson, just holding it as long as he did. Well, Ethan Harrison he's got himself in a good chance to win this thing. Patterson's got damage, so he's headed to pit road, and Harrison's looking to win his second ever WORC race. First one was in the MX5 series at Spawn. He catches Hunter Collier sleeping there on the restart. Somebody might want to sound the alarm and wake him up, because Harrison's already got about half a track or excuse me, half a straightaway on Collier there as Hill single file out in a second. Side by side for a third. Mitchell way up the hill there. He's going to get a good run off corner, but he'll get cleared by Maffitt. Maybe Martin, no. They're going to be side by side here through 1 and 2. Martin's going to clear him there down the back straightaway. Mitchell will slot himself in between Martin and Zabot.
Great racing there on the start there. You can just see, really, it caught him sleeping there, and that's sort of the advantage that you get as the leader, being the control car. Nobody knows when you're gonna go. You just have to anticipate it. And Ethan Harrison was just like, "Yep, I'm gonna go," and caught majority of the field sleeping. Looks like
Harrison gets loose in front of Collier. Collier's gonna dive to the inside here through 3. Side by side, Harrison way up the hill. He's going to get the run off the corner. We'll see if it's enough for Collier to clear. And Collier will clear him. And Harrison's going to be able to get down right in front of Pierce Maffitt right there. We'll see if Harrison can get back to the front. He tied for the pole. Unfortunately, it gave it to Patterson over him. And, I mean, he led there. But that's our third leader of the day in Hunter Collier, as that 98 looks quick here.
The 77 really has a great drive off the corner, but the 41 is really able to send it in the start in the middle of the corner, as you just saw right there. Pierce Maffitt and Ethan Harrison going at it here, and that's going to be the difference, especially with these cars. Seems like they just get loose all by themselves on their own. And as Ethan Harrison's going to try to look to the bottom lane now, see if he can use the runs that he's been getting out of the corner to any advantage. But I don't know. It's very interesting. There's not really a specific line that you have to run, because if you rip the bottom, then there's the potential of you just oversteering and getting loose. If you rip the top, then you just open up the bottom. And I say the top very loosely. I would say lane 2, because if you're ripping the top here at 5 Flags, then you're going into the sand somewhere, and you're going to be meeting an alligator, having a new best friend. As we saw these two battle at Phoenix, Pierce Maffitt and Hunter Collier side by side once again. The 41 now is diving to the inside of the 98, coming around to lap 31 of 50. A very short race here, Braison, and these three now making it a 3-way battle for the lead.
And Maffitt is championship racing, and honestly, his championship competitor is nowhere to be found, running 5th and 6th. Maffitt battling for the lead here with Collier and Harrison. Maffitt gets loose, and around he goes! Oh, talk about a commentator's jinx. Oh my goodness. Oh no. That was... Wow. We're gonna take a look at the replay there. Battling for the lead with Collier and Harrison, and... too much gas right there, got loose, hit the wall.
Just an oversteer there by the 41 that just sends him into the wall. And like I mentioned earlier, if you rip the bottom, you really run into the risk of, possibly spinning it around. And that's just what he did in getting loose. And it's not something that, you think you can control. It's something you can control, but it's so out of the control of the driver. If you are in a virtual setting, it's not like you can feel what's happening. So that's sort of the interesting deal, where you feel it going around, your wheel starts vibrating, and it starts going, and you're like, oh my gosh. In a real car, you'd be able to feel the wheels spinning before you even have wheel vibration, but we're all just learning and trying to guess, basically, and that's what makes sim racing such a different discipline from real racing.
Yeah, well, as we see here, presented by the Henry Cam, Jay Mulder running 5th. That puts him in the championship lead right now. In fact, Maffitt is on pit road. He's got damage. Jay Mulder may win this championship just based on not wrecking himself. We've seen him towards the back, and that might have been the safer bet. I mean, the 51 started this race off. You could actually watch. He dropped behind Ryan Zabot to start last, and well, now he's wheeling his way around the track here. And unless Ryan Martin wins this race, I think this might be Jay Mulder's. He's ahead of Josh Patterson, who wrecked himself. He's ahead of Pierce Maffitt, who wrecked himself. And Martin and Mulder, running towards the back, seem to have taken the approach of, as long as we don't wreck the car, we'll be in position. Whereas Maffitt was going for that lead, and I mean, you see different strategies here for the championship, and Maffitt very aggressive there, and 34 laps into this thing calls the caution. So thank you to Henry Cam for presenting this little dialect here on Jay Mulder as these guys double up. Pace truck lights are off. We'll go green this time by. That was our third caution of the day. We have 15 laps left. We've had 11 of these 36 laps run under yellow, and we have had 2 lead changes with Hunter Collier now leading the field here as pace truck will peel off here. Hunter Collier will fire off. We'll see what kind of a restart Ethan Harrison gets here. And a fairly good one as Ryan Martin actually didn't go, and Harrison Mitchell, oh my gosh, they're running all over each other back here. Jay Mulder is lifting. He's trying to stay out of trouble here as he's in the championship spot right now as long as Ryan Martin doesn't win this thing. Oh, Harrison right on the back bumper. Collier wiggles there off exit. Harrison's going to dive it in.
See, this is always what we like to see here. We have 2 very different battles going on right now. We have a battle for the championship going on right as a battle for the lead is going on. And Ryan Martin sitting there in
Oh, Harrison Mitchell way overcooks the corner.
Harrison Mitchell ripped the cushion like this was a dirt track.
Hunter Collier.
Someone that is backwards on the racetrack and caution has come out.
Yeah, we'll see what happened there, if maybe Ethan turned him or what happened there. Down the front straightaway here, through 1 and 2. We'll see if it was off of 2 perhaps. Oh yeah, Harrison slides up a little bit. We'll see if we can get a better camera angle there. We're going to back this one up and change camera angles here. See, we're going to zoom forward a little bit here to turn 1, and we'll see here. Yeah, Harrison looks like he kind of comes off the bottom a little bit. Tries to exit a little bit higher. Very meet in the middle-y almost. As Harrison, it's not like he had too much room to move there, but man, a tough break for Collier. He was a quick car. And Ryan Martin, he's moving himself through the field, which is all fine and dandy, but he needs Jay Mulder to not follow him through the field. Mulder's up to 3rd right now. So both of these guys, I mean, they've been cautious through the first 41 laps here. I mean, what do you think about the different strategies here, Tyson, between Mulder and Maffitt?
You know, honestly, I feel like it's very reminiscent of their character, of how they are as drivers in terms of the 2 strategies. You have Jay Mulder, who's, you know, he's very cautious, as much as like he likes to talk and like as much as, you know, some people like to knock on him for it. He's a very cautious driver, and he doesn't make too many mistakes in terms of, you know, putting himself in a bad situation on purpose in a racetrack or going too aggressive when you really don't need to. Whereas going aggressive, knowing that you need to win to get the championship, is also, he knows what he has to do. But Jay Mulder, I feel like he knows if he goes too aggressive, then he's just going to end up wrecking himself and end up with a championship. And yeah, I like both of those strategies, and honestly, it really just depends on how each person is as a driver.
Yeah, well, pace truck peels off there. Sorry to interrupt you. And Ethan Harrison fires off. Ryan, he has not gone on back-to-back restarts here, and Mulder is going to move up into 2nd. It looks like Harrison Mitchell might even have a chance to get by Martin here. Jay Mulder up into 2nd. What a run for him, as right now, he's definitely ahead of Pierce Maffitt. Oh, Mitchell's going to make contact with Mulder. Mulder's going to lift off the gas there. Smart move by him, as Ethan Harrison's going to pull away here while these guys battle it out for 2nd, as Harrison Mitchell gets loose in front of Mulder. Mulder trying to just not wreck the car. He's trying to be so patient. Harrison Mitchell causes a stack up. Josh Patterson's passing people on the outside of the lap car. And Mulder he wants to stay ahead of Martin. He wants to just stay on track. And Ethan Harrison is gone. Harrison Mitchell absolutely caused a traffic jam there, as the 77 looks to get his 2nd WORC win. As Josh Patterson just wrecked the field!
Josh Patterson has just caused a huge implication.
That's his teammate. That's his teammate. Oh my God. Josh Patterson just wrecked his teammate and may have ruined... Wow. So Patterson passes Mitchell, hits the inside wall. Mulder's in it, Martin's in it, Collier's in it, Mitchell's in it. Josh
This change
Patterson just wrecked his own teammate who's running
and
for the championship.
this really just changes the whole complexity of this championship because I mean, we saw what happened last time with damage. I know Jay Mulder's going to stay out, and I know Ryan Martin's going to stay out. It's going to be a green-white checkered restart. The difference is how much is this damage going to affect someone? We really haven't seen the inside line or the outside line go on the start, and that's just because of the severe disadvantage that the second-place driver has to the leader. I think this is going to be very interesting. Ryan Martin, of course, needs to not only clear Jay, but at this point he needs to win the race if Jay finishes second to even remote. Oh, he's going down pit road. So Ryan Martin's heading down pit road for potentially to see how much damage that he may have. If he's lucky, he might not have any required. But for Jay Mulder, I know he's got required damage repairs. He's definitely going to stay out. And it's just a game of survival. Just like last week, it's going to be a game of survival for that 51 car. Not like it'll take 20 minutes to complete 20 laps, but still, it's still a game of survival for that 51. Ethan Harrison, though, has been on a hot streak as of recent. He's been just rattling off wins in multiple different series and disciplines. That 77 car really showing his muscle, and Ethan Harrison is on a roll. If he completes this win, I don't want to say when, but if he completes this win, I feel like it'll just be another note on what's been an excellent few weeks for the 77 car so far.
Well, pace track lights are out. I don't think Jay Mulder's going to really fight for the win here, and honestly, it's respectable that he might not push it too hard here because, I mean, he's just trying to win this championship here. He'll fire off a lot better than Hunter Collier, though.
Fired off good. Look at this going into turns 1 and 2. I feel like he's going to catch down this 77 because Ethan Harrison really didn't have a good middle of the corner. Through 3 and 4 they go one final time for the WORC short track special.
Jay can't finish worse than 4th. He's got this championship locked up. He can go for the win. We'll see here. The short track showdown concludes here. Mulder going to be patient. Ethan Harrison will come off a 4. A winner here in WORC, but Jay Mulder is the story of the night. He'll come home P2 with a championship here. Congratulations to Ethan Harrison on his second ever WORC win and Jay Mulder on his second ever WORC championship. He joins a list of multiple-time champions. First multi-time champion ever was Chris Brown. And now Jay Mulder is a champion once again. He was Season 1 truck champion. And he was the smart one tonight. Pierce Maffitt, we saw him going balls to the wall trying to win this race. Jay said, nope, I'll stick it out. He wins the championship there. As Ethan's going to burn it down. We'll see if Jay does any burnouts at all. He's probably letting Ethan have his moment here. Second ever win for Ethan. The first one back on Soak Tires Broadcasting Network. Mazda's Season 1 at Spa. Harrison actually beat Jay Mulder for that one because Mulder got a time penalty as the whole field went crazy in that final chicane there. And we'll see if Mulder, if he's going to do any celebrations or not. He's pulled to the side here.
Just a little bit of a note. 3 days, 3 wins for Ethan Harrison across 3 different, honestly, 3 completely different race cars. Tuesday was GGR IndyCar winning at Gateway. Yesterday winning ZASCAR at Rockingham. And then today winning the Asphalt Sprints at Five Flags. 3 completely different series and venues and cars. And all 3 of those ending in victory for the number 77 car.
Yeah, well, some might say Ethan's on a roll. We'll be right back here live after the race with post-race interviews. All right, everybody, welcome back here live to WORC TV for post-race interview time now here. We're going to drag in our race winner, Ethan Harrison. Ethan, you get a copy.
Hell yeah!
Well, Ethan, your second ever WORC win comes here at Five Flags. You tied for the pole. You led 30 laps here tonight, so led the most laps. Good race by you overall. You lost the lead there in the middle of the race to Hunter Collier. What did you kind of do to talk yourself through it and keep yourself on the mentality that you could still win this thing?
Well, most of the issues we had were just, we got unlucky in qualifying time for the lap time, but I felt like we had the speed all throughout practice, and when we lost the lead, it was kind of just going. The car was going through a heat cycle, and the tires having all the runs and then a caution. So we had the issue. We lost the lead, and then they kind of crashed in front of us, but we got through it. And then I had some contact with Hunter, and I felt bad about it, but I mean, it's just racing. I was going up, he was coming down. But I mean, overall, I still think we had the best car and we won. It's a big win for me because I've won 3 nights in a row now, so good for me.
I actually just mentioned that earlier. 3 nights, 3 wins for you, and 3 completely different types of cars. We saw some people have struggles with keeping the car controlled with being loose through the coming out of the corner, especially. Did you have any sort of troubles with that, or do you think that was just skill issues amongst the ones that did have that problem?
I mean, these cars are just the way they are. They're real difficult to drive in general, especially at some of these tracks like this where you're going real fast through the corners. But it really is just all about throttle control, just keeping it easy on the throttle. At any point in the race, you never go full throttle, and it's just something you gotta get used to when you're driving these cars.
Well, Ethan, yeah, as you mentioned, these are definitely some of the most difficult cars to drive on the iRacing service. We've put 4 races here on the schedule, and you definitely had some good runs the past couple weeks here at LA. You ran second for most of that, and here tonight you pick up the win to end the season off. So before we let you go, Ethan, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team, Dynamo Designs Racing, and my good buddy Tyson over at Limeade Media, and everyone who supports me and what I do.
All right, Ethan. Well, thank you for joining us here for the series, and we'll see you around here. Congratulations on your second ever WORC win.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to bring in Jay Mulder, our champion. Jay, you're in the WORC TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, sorry, I was just talking to Ethan. My bad. Well, Jay, you come home with your second ever WORC championship. You join a very small list of guys who've won multiple championships here in WORC, and you do it here tonight at Five Flags. So we noticed early on you had a very different strategy. You didn't qualify. You dropped behind Ryan Zabot. Um, Obviously, that was a smarter strategy compared to Pierce Maffitt, who was spun himself battling for the lead. Um, I mean, what went through your head thinking about the fact that you had a pretty sizable gap to Ryan Martin? You knew you couldn't let him win the race, but you knew you had a good gap to him in comparison to Pierce Maffitt, where you started this race behind him, yet you still chose to try to be a little more cautious. What went through your head in making those decisions that ultimately led to your championship tonight?
Well, to be honest with you, I genuinely just wanted to be cautious all night and have a car left to race with at the end and, go for the top three and go from there. I didn't really look at the points much, to be honest with you. I just wanted to race and have fun and see what happened. And if I got it, I got it. If I didn't, I didn't. But things worked out. I had a car left at the end and I tried to get behind Ethan for the race win, but he was going for the triple. I kind of just laid back and stayed off his bumper because I was a little concerned that I'd get into him because was a little bit quicker on entry and it scared me a little bit. But yeah, just kept a clean car and had something left to work with at the end.
You had a Team 1-2 for Dynamo Designs Racing, powered by Limeade Media. Second ever championship for you, and you're the second champion for the team. How does it feel to have this honor as a team? This is also the first 1-2 by the team as well. So plenty of firsts and seconds coming your way. How does it all feel? How's it all soaking in for you?
Well, it's great. I'm very happy to be a part of this organization and, being with Limeade and Dymo Designs and all these guys. You know, it's fun to race with them. I enjoy hanging out with them outside of the game, and you know, the support from Limeade Media and Dymo Designs and everyone else involved is great as well. It's nice to have these cool looking cars every race, and you know, this awesome Lime Guy T-shirt that I'm wearing today. So it's great. Feels awesome.
All right, Jay. Well, as you mentioned that Lime Guy T-shirt, I've got one too. I just washed it recently myself. Actually, I wore it last weekend. But well, thank you, Jay. And man, great season by you. You put together 4 races, and you even faced a penalty, still managed to overcome it and bring home your second ever WORC championship. Like I said, you ended up playing the smart strategy. Didn't want to wreck yourself. Ended up there at the end, in spite of your teammate almost wrecking you, anyways. So before we let you go, Jay, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Doug Pools, Limeade Media, of course, United Republic of Painters, Circle B Diecast, Dymo Designs, Oregon Diecast, 704 Sports Updates, and the NASCAR Hotspot, and you know everyone that supports me, and you for putting the league on as well as the broadcast tonight. My parents who support me, and yeah, all of that. Thank you.
All right, Jay. Well, once again, congratulations on your championship. Tyson, you have anything you want to add about Jay's championship before I let him go here?
Just got to say, I'm proud of you, buddy. Congrats. And hopefully this is more to come. Hopefully we can get a win without an asterisk next week's in the next few weeks. And hopefully we can get some more championships between yourself and all the other ones. Let's go for a 1, 2, 3 next week.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Jay Mulder, our champion. We're gonna bring in Hunter Collier now. We ran out the podium. Hunter, you're in the WORC TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you led some laps there, 15 of them to be exact. Unfortunately, some a little bit of a meet in the middle kind of incident with Ethan Harrison. Unfortunately, kind of sent you to the back, and you can only manage to get back up to third. Getting to the front though, what was it trying to manage different lines here to try to get to the front here and try to get to the lead?
Car was loose as hell. It was kind of hard to tell where it ended up going, so I just drove and drove and drove. I don't really know what happened there between me and Ethan. It's probably just me choking away another WRC win, but I mean, that's just racing in the end.
Tyson. Tyson.
Honestly, I really don't have a question for you. I just got to say, like, watching you race throughout this series has honestly been really, really fun. And what's been your really generic question, because I really don't have anything else to say. What's been your favorite part of doing this series, this little short series throughout the past 4 weeks?
I mean, there weren't really that many cars, so I mean, at least I got a couple podiums to speak to y'all. But I mean, other than that, I mean, they were fun to race, but I mean, sometimes the driving styles of our drivers is kind of bad. So in the end, it kind of created a clash, and we had lots of wrecks because of it. But I mean, in the end, it was a fun series. I'd definitely do it again if I had the chance, but I'm not squirming at the opportunity to do it again.
All right, Hunter. Well, still a pretty good season for you. Ultimately, I mean, you come home fairly high in the points, top 5. I'm sure. I don't remember exactly who the top 5 would be, but I'm pretty sure you're there. So before we let you go, Hunter, do you have anybody you want to thank for this season and this final podium here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Sean Mitchell for racing one race, Pierce Method on getting second. Not really sure what else to thank. Yeah, WRC, you guys. Like the Coleslaw season, they were really well done. Not really much to say.
All right. Well, thank you, Hunter, for coming and racing with us for 4 weeks. Hopefully, you stick around for what's here in the future and WORC. And yeah, congratulations once again on your podium to end the season.
Thanks, Braison.
That was Hunter Collier. We've interviewed him a few times and interviewed him once more in the season. I believe we interviewed him in every race except for maybe the first one, which I don't think he showed up for. So, well, that'll do it here tonight for us here from the WORC Short Track Showdown here on WORC TV. Tyson Gifford, Limeade Media here in the booth. Thank you to Tyson for joining us. Make sure you guys go follow his Instagram accounts, the main one at Limeade Media and the subsidiary accounts at Limeade Film and at Limeade Graphics. Thank you, Tyson, for joining me here in the booth tonight. And thank you, everyone, for coming and watching all 4 races if you did, or at least 1, 2, 3, who knows. However many you watched here in the past 4 weeks. Thank you guys for coming out here and spending your Thursday nights with us here on WORC TV, watching the Short Track Showdown. Congratulations to Jay Mulder once again on his championship, as well as to Ethan Harrison on his second career WORC win tonight. Josh Patterson, Logan Pugh, and gosh, who won the second race? Oh yeah, it got taken away. So congrats to those guys as well for their wins this season, and yeah, thanks everyone again for tuning in here to WORC TV. Tyson, you have anything before I sign us off here?
Honestly, not much. Braison, thank you for having me in the booth as always. Glad to hop back up here. I always felt at home being in the booth, and I'm glad that our chemistry is still here as always. Great racing throughout most of everyone, and yeah, make sure you go follow Limeade Media. We've got some big projects coming up. I always say that, but every project is big in my heart. But we've got some big ones coming up. Hopefully, some names that people recognize, maybe names people don't recognize, but if you like it, then cool, go follow it. If you don't, then well, I can't control you. It's a free country.
All right,
But
well,
glad to be here. Glad to be here. Glad to have another successful series, and I can't wait for the next one.
all right, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning in. The Dirt Street Stock should be fun. I just announced that right now. We're doing Dirt Street Stocks, so stay tuned for that. Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will not be on WORC TV. That will be on K Bueno Racing Network most likely. So stay tuned for that, folks.
Bueno.
And once again, go follow Limeade Media and their subsidiary accounts at Limeade Film and at Limeade Graphics. And thank you everyone for tuning in tonight to WORC TV. This is Tyson Gifford